This hands down changed the game for me when it comes to social media. And as somebody who's been doing it since 2018, you would think that I would have thought about this by now, but I absolutely did not until I saw somebody else post about it on social media. And I was like, you know what? You're so freaking right. Years ago, I had a brand who reached out to me on a video that I created for them, unpaid, undedicated. And they had basically said, like, if you think about this perspective of how many views that you got, like it was a couple million, like you could fill up the Eagle Stadium this many times. And I was like, oh my God, like that's insane. Like, and whenever any of like my friends or fellow influencers like feel a certain type of way about like, oh, my follower count's not, whatever, I've always sent them like, okay, you have 10,000 followers. This is what 10,000 people look like in a crowd. And then it changes the game. But what I didn't think about was like the other end of that, right? Like 100 subscribers, 200 subscribers. I saw somebody kind of reference it in the term of views. I took a break on social media, if any of you guys noticed. Some platforms, they definitely reprimand you for that. TikTok being one of them, Instagram also being one of them. And at first I was like in a slight slump, like when you have 130 plus thousand followers and you're getting 200, 300 views on a video, you're like, what am I doing wrong? Or like, oh, I wish I had more sense of community. But I saw this guy say, imagine when you're in that like 200, 300, 400, whatever view, they call it like view jail or whatever it is. When you're stuck in that like low view count, think about if those 200 people, think about if those 100 people, think if those 50 people were to come up to you in one day in your real life. You would be so overwhelmed. You'd be like, whoa, what's going on? Imagine 500 people coming up to you, watching you, listening to you talk or having a conversation with you in one single day. When you post a video and it has 100 views, that means 100 people, 100 real people saw what you put out. I think there's like this concept that we want to be like, so, we want to have the top of the top. And you don't realize that like, regardless if it's 1 million people, I mean, that is an accomplishment to reach 1 million people plus whatever, 500,000, but also all the way down to reaching 25 people, reaching 10 people. Like it could just completely change perspective on view counts and took away that little like, oh, I'm like upset that I shouldn't have taken a time off. No, we'll be back there. I got 200 down ass besties. If I needed to hear that, I feel like one of you might need to hear that, or it might help you, or just, send it to a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend. View counts, regardless, it's tea. You put yourself out there and it was being received. And as always, I love you. As long as I'm alive, you got one fan.